Now, I'm a big fan of the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy on the PS1. I even enjoyed the spin-off titles Crash Team Racing and Crash Bash. However, I do feel after the series migrated to the PS2 and Naughty Dog handed over development to Traveller's Tales, the series began to go downhill. Crash 4 The Wrath of Cortex was okay, but the rest of them? Ugh. Anyway, I was 5 years old when the original was released in 1996 and 7 years old when Crash Bandicoot 2 was released. I was in year 2 of primary school and quite frankly obsessed with all sorts of video games, not just Crash. My teacher hated this, as nearly every creative project we were given, everything I did had an air of video games about it. I started writing fan fiction from a very young age. As soon as I got my own computer, I was unstoppable. Anyway, one day at school, we had to write a story about what we would do if we were an animal for a day. Naturally, I chose a bandicoot. I was quickly shot down, however, when the teacher humiliated me in front of the whole class, berating me for what felt like hours about how bandicoots didn't exist. I ended up writing about a bear instead, but I was upset for the rest of the day. When I got home that night, I told my mum what happened. She was furious and took me upstairs to her room where she dug out an encyclopedia of animals. After flipping through a few pages, she found a double-page spread on bandicoots. Bandicoots are small creatures that live on a mixture of insects, spiders and fungus. They're native to Australia and Papua New Guinea. Indeed, they are real. But of course, I already knew this. After playing Crash Bandicoot initially, I asked my parents if they were a real animal, and they assured me that they were. My parents were always big into zoos, safari parks and animal conservation, and they still are to this day. And like any parent, refuse to stand by when they know their child has been wrongfully punished. The encyclopedia was essentially a big ring binder folder, thus the pages could be removed. Mum sent me to school the next day, armed with the evidence that bandicoots did actually exist. I got an apology from the teacher and elevated my status amongst the other mini video game nerds in my class.